Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing your daily Walking Dead video for today. First in this one, I'm going to give our thoughts on the possible Writers Guild strike and how it could affect The Walking Dead Season 8, as well as, of course, answering some more of your guys' questions. And I picked up a wicked sweet figure, which I might do a review on next couple days. I'll put the link in the description to Eaglemoss's subscription page for their Walking Dead line. Really cool stuff. This one is a special. This is the Rick Grimes special on horseback, which is really cool. So nice, season 1 flashback here. Very cool. Just got this today. You can see Rick on horseback there, and it's oversized. So maybe what I'll do with this one is actually do a review, and I'll show you guys my Eaglemoss Walking Dead collection, which is right up there. They're kind of small, so it's hard to see from here, but oh man, really, really cool stuff. And if you want to sign up for a subscription or pick one up yourself, I'll put the link in the description so you can check them out. Very cool figures for sure. So a few people asked me to get my thoughts on this one. I'll put the links in the description to a few different sites. One, moviepilot.com, where the headline is "Dead and Buried is The Walking Dead Season 8 about to be delayed indefinitely." So you can definitely check it out for yourselves. It's really weird to hear. Basically what's happening is the Writers Guild of America is threatening to strike, and they've got some negotiations going on. And pretty much what it is by May 1st, if they don't come to an agreement, so it says here, both sides have until May 1st to come to an agreement, but the Writers Guild of America's executive director, David J. Young, warned the industry, should this occur, writing for television, feature films, and digital series will cease. Some scripted series scheduled to air in the summer 2017 may be affected as writing and producing for the season is ongoing. Of course, if they were to strike, and I'm assuming that there are people on the Walking Dead crew that are for AMC that are part of course, the Writers Guild of America, so a labor union there in Hollywood for writers and producers and that kind of thing. If they do strike and refuse to work, then if there, of course, are people that are on the Walking Dead, crew that are involved with the writing and production, then they wouldn't be able to write it. Now, Walking Dead is a little bit different from a lot of shows. This would affect a lot of different series, not just The Walking Dead, but any shows on TV that are being written right now, or in the next couple months, if they are to strike, then anybody that would be involved with the writing with that as part of the Writers Guild is going to be refusing to work. So it's going to be striking. Now, what the concern is basically about the wages. So the wages that writers are being paid in Hollywood and for TV series and that. Of course, there's TV has changed a lot. There's Netflix now, and there's online streaming sites. Amazon even has one, Hulu and stuff like this. So apparently they're not happy with the amount that writers are getting paid. They're getting paid, I think I saw 20-25%, somewhere around there, less than what they feel they should be. So they want to, it's kind of the more money. It's kind of the age-old thing. It's nothing new. You get like a labor union. They want more. We'll see what happens, and it's pretty complicated. I personally don't know too much about the Writers Guild, and if everybody is a part of the Writers Guild. Walking Dead is tricky because there's the comic book series which it's based on, so I would say it's not as hard for writers to write Walking Dead, because really they do put a lot of work into it. I'm not trying to downplay what they do, but really you have the Walking Dead comic book series that Kirkman, of course, has already written years and years ahead, and basically they're taking 3 or 4 trades or volumes out of that. They're adapting it to the TV series, and then they're including in some new stuff. So they're writing in a bunch of new stuff and making the storyline fit for the TV series version, which has some different characters the comic series doesn't have, and they add some new things in to kind of expand it out so they don't catch up to the comic book series anytime soon. So there is some work there. It's probably not as much in terms of writing as writing something from scratch. So writing a show that has no, overall storyboard, or just starting from scratch. But this one is really tricky to say. I mean, for me, like I said, I'm not keen 100% on all the details of how that would work with regards to AMC and The Walking Dead, because, of course, they have the comic book series to base it on. But, definitely it's not good good if the Writers Guild does strike, and we have to wait for all the different series that we love to see, because a lot of shows for the fall season are being written around this time, they're being produced around this time, and then of course they're filmed throughout the year, and then they're shown starting. Many of the big ones are in the fall, for other series as well too that people do like. There's even some mentions of Game of Thrones and things like that, but that should have already been that would already be written for season 7 of Game of Thrones, so that should already be kind of ready, and then they would just be filming and finishing up and doing editing at this point now. But who knows what it could affect, so we'll see. Hopefully by May 1st they come to some kind of an agreement, understanding. Maybe the networks give them a bit of a raise, and they kind of let it all go away. Because personally, for me, I would be really disappointed if they had to kind of extend things, or they went on strike for a couple months, and then, like for example, The Walking Dead got pushed back, or other series got pushed back, and then we had to wait even longer to see them. So that would really suck. Of course, I'll let you guys know if they do end up striking, and what kind of an effect it will have on Walking Dead as a series, as a show, and other series as well too. It's definitely not good news to hear, but I felt like I should let you guys know, if you haven't read any articles online about it, that it's a possibility it could be delayed. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully everything goes through great, and because even if they did strike, again, it's fuzzy. Like, I'm not sure all the details on how that would work, because they already have the comics. So and would they all strike? Like, would even showrunner Gimple, would he strike too? These are some really good questions, and you get into all the all the difficulties with labor unions and stuff like this. And it's the age-old thing. Employees want to be paid more. If they're part of a union, the union has more pull than just a regular employee at a job. And corporations, of course, want to maximize profits, so they try to get people in for the least amount they can, and get a good surplus profit margin there, and keep as much as they can for themselves while trying to pay. Everyone's got different agendas, and you have clashing of agendas here and that kind of thing. But hopefully it all works out okay, and maybe they get a bit of a boost, and they're satisfied, and we can see all the series that we love, and even movies and that kind of stuff continue as per usual. Because I'd be really pissed if they had to push The Walking Dead back into 2018 or something for the first half or something. I'd be really, really pissed off. And really, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think so. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, but I'll let you guys know by May 1st if in fact there is some kind of strike, and how, of course, that will affect our favorite series. So let me know what you guys think about that one. Write your comments below, speculation, all that good stuff. Again, it's you get a lot of politics involved here, a lot of different people involved, and just to what extent it would affect, you guys can write it in the comments below. I wouldn't think it would affect it that much, because the comic book series is there, but geez, you never know. If everybody just decide, okay, well, we're done, we're not going to do anything until this strike is resolved. Just a lot of questions. So you guys can speculate below. Let me know what you guys think, and that would really suck if that happens. So let's hope it doesn't, and I'll let you guys know on May 1st, or if they come to terms first, how that works. But I'll let you guys know first. We'll do videos on it. We'll discuss it further if they do end up striking. Let's hope they don't. Jöhñű Töücañ says, for a second I was thinking that Carl might actually die, and then he wrote, then a freaking tiger comes in and kills the savior. So in the season finale. So yeah, that's true. I mean, it was pretty exciting for a second there. I didn't think that they would go through with killing Carl. I felt like something was going to happen, and Rick's confidence as well made it seem like something's going to happen, and somebody's going to, take somebody out or shoot somebody or something. I thought it might be Michonne shooting somebody, like shooting one of Negan's men or something, but it ended up being the Kingdom rolling up. So that was really cool. Carlman23 says, hey Trev, Q&A. Since you're such a huge Negan fan, if you were in the zombie apocalypse, would you join Rick and the survivors, or would you join Negan and the saviors? So that's a really great question. I guess it depends. If I'm honest about it, I'd like to say that I join Rick and the survivors because they're the good guys, so to speak. But it depends on the set of circumstances. I might be a bit like Eugene in that case. If it was for real, especially if I had to worry about, protecting loved ones and that kind of thing, then you might actually go with Negan and the Saviors if you think that they're going to win. But, of course, seeing what we've seen from the show, obviously I like Rick and the survivors. And, they're in the right for the most part, I want to say, in this case. And Negan is, the one that's kind of the diabolical leader that wants to subjugate everybody, and you turn them into zombie apocalypse slaves. So I would think I would want to join Rick and the Saviors. But given the right set of circumstances, maybe that's not true. Maybe I wouldn't, because you also want to go with whoever's going to win as well, too, because you don't want to be a slave also, right? So that's definitely a tricky question. Adrian says, hey, Trev, what were your thoughts when you read the first issue of the Walking Dead comic book series, or when the first issue of the Walking Dead was released? So he asked us in the video I did a couple days ago on my journey on YouTube and what I think about being a full-time pro YouTuber. So that video's in the channel if you guys haven't seen it yet. Give you guys some of my thoughts on, my time on YouTube here and about, being like a full professional YouTuber like, many people are. I'm not, like I said in the video. But yeah, so my first thoughts when I first found the Walking Dead comic book series. Well, I didn't find it like right when the first issue was released. I hadn't checked it out right away. There's all kinds of different comic book series all the time coming out with issue number ones. Issue number ones do not impress me anymore. Marvel constantly reboots things to issue number one. It's driving me mental, and it's actually starting to affect the comic book industry to where Marvel sales are down. There's other reasons as well too, but them rebooting stuff all the time drives me mental. So I don't give that much attention to a new series because there's new series all the time, and they rarely last. After The Walking Dead had been out for a couple years, and I started to hear people talk about it at the comic shop and online and that, about how good it was, I decided to check it out. I quickly read through every issue they had released up until that point, which was around like the prison time, when they first were at the prison and that with the governor. And man, it just blew me away with how amazing it was. The first time we see, Lori be killed and all the things that happened, Shane being killed and everything, I was just blown away by it. And my first response was like, this could be like one of the best comic book series ever if this continues to run long. And sure enough, it did continue to run long, and it is my favorite comic book series ever, for sure. So, and then the TV series came out, and I thought it was going to suck, and it ended up being incredible. So, I guess you can be surprised sometimes. Harris Highlights says, how's it going, Trev? Just wanted to know your thoughts on whether or not you were bummed we only saw Lucille in action once this season. Sure, we got the best deaths on the show and almost with Carl, but I wanted to see some more kills with her as opposed to the big old knife Negan used. So he did use that a couple times, actually. He used that on Spencer with the guts thing, and then on David in the season as well, too. So you could argue that he used the knife as much as he used Lucille. So Harris, that's from Harris Highlights. So that, yeah, I hear what you're saying. You think maybe he should have used Lucille more, but really, I think Lucille is as much. It's not about the practicality with Lucille. I think it's more about the spectacle and about him keeping everybody in line, the brutality of it. It's kind of his gimmick, so to speak. It's part of Negan's gimmick. It's like Captain America's shield. Negan has the bat. He has Lucille. So very cool stuff. Personally, I would have liked to see maybe one or two more Lucille kills because they're just so brutal and crazy to see. And also there's the furnace kill with the doctor and that kind of stuff. There's the iron and stuff. So Negan's not that limited, but it'd be cool to see if they do like a flashback episode and we get to see him use a few different bats throughout and kind of why he uses a bat. And I think the main reason why is because he finds it to be like his zombie apocalypse weapon of choice. You can find bats just about anywhere. They're very practical. They work very well, and you'd be able to smash up a whole bunch of zombies with them. And they'd be just really good to use. They've got a good distance. They've got a good range. They've got a good amount of power, and they're very useful. And if you have to use them against people, then close range, then yeah, they're absolutely very effective. Plus, this is like the real world. There aren't many swords around, so you've got Michonne with a sword. But not everybody would be able to find a sword that easily. I don't think there's that. There's a lot more bats around than there are swords. There's bats in just about everyone's garage, right? Storm Shadow says, Q&A Trev, who do you think Rick will attack first? I personally would go for the Junkyard Gang to get back at them and get the guns they gave up. And then we'll do one more after this one. So. Would he go after the Junkyard group first or Negan and the Saviors first? That's a really tricky question. For episode 100, I think it would be going after the Saviors at the Sanctuary because we should see something big for that. That said, I guess they could do it with the Junkyard Kids or the Garbage Pail Kids, the Junkyard group, the Scavengers. I guess they could do it with that too, and it could be pretty big in terms of spectacle. But I just think that for a 100th episode, you probably want to go with Negan, your big bad, rather than some other side group. So I'm expecting more it be the Saviors due to the episode number. But in terms of like logic, which one would you go for first? you could make a point that maybe you should go after the junkyard group first. However, they're not really the ones that you have 100%, a problem with. They turned on them, yeah. So obviously they do have an issue with them because they almost cost Rick and everybody their lives. But really, Negan is the big bad here. Negan is the one you got to take down one way or another, and then maybe the junkyard group after. So it'll be interesting to see how they work that in. And here's where the writers come in, right? Here's where we need TV writers. We need them to, include that part because they're not a comic book series group. So we got to have them there to kind of make that all fit and make that mesh well. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear, it's a pretty sweet name, says, do you think the Blu-ray release will have Negan's speech? I know you said you felt they might not have included because it didn't fit with the rest of the episode, but for me, Negan's speech was an impactful moment from the comics, and it says a lot about Negan and who he is as a character. Despite the fact that he's lost more people and is leading more into war, he's still able to be off-cut and funny. I was disappointed that they didn't have the Negan speech at the end of the finale. And I do hope to still kind of see it in some way, and I think we will. I don't think they'll include it in the Blu-ray. That'd be cool, though. That would definitely be a selling feature of the Blu-ray, and I would definitely buy it if they included that in there. Hopefully in some way we get it. If they don't use it in the Blu-ray, I want to see it later in another episode, maybe in episode 100 or something this season coming up in season 8. Either way, I want to see it somehow. If it's on the Blu-ray, cool, but I don't think it will be. We'll have to wait and see. But I think there should still be some kind of swearing parts and things like that in the Blu-ray, like him saying, F-bombs everywhere and that kind of stuff, because that's who Negan is, and it'll be cool to see some of that on the Blu-ray release. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the Writers Guild strike and how that could affect the series. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share, you can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, don't forget, click the subscribe button bottom left. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.